Do you suffer from a harsh inner critic? Certainly a normal amount of constructive criticism is perfectly normal. So what makes your inner critical voice harsh and rejecting? Like a lot of things, our early parental experiences shape many of our negative thoughts, what we value and how we interpret and react to situations. If, like I did, you had a harsh and critical parenting where the criticism wasn't balanced with positive and loving parenting, you can internalize these rejecting comments and make them your own. So, as an adult, when you do something where you feel you don't measure up, you hear that criticism your parents would have given you repeated in your head. For example, like, you'll never amount to anything if you don't work hard. You can internalize this script and in the process of feeling overwhelmed, start to think, well, why do I bother? I mean, I don't have what it takes anyway. So now as an adult, when you have an I'm not good enough thought attached to a feeling, you can reflect on these early experiences by writing them up in your journal or perhaps a voice note app on your device. Start by thinking about the people you were close to and looked up to as a child. In addition to parents, it could be relatives, siblings, or even teachers. What kind of things did they say? Which statements hurt the most? When as a child you own these thoughts, they now are transposed from parental sayings to your saying that to yourself. Now, another aspect of this internal dialogue is how you downplay your successes and achievements, struggling to accept praise and compliments. For example, like I've only achieved this because I had help from friends. This behaviour can be because you're mimicking parental behaviour. So write these thoughts and experiences in your journal, asking yourself, where, when and how did I learn to do this? Parental attitude and behaviours can be very contagious. Now, it is important to start to realise and recognise that you are not your thoughts. Do start to observe your thoughts and understand these thoughts are not a declaration of fact. This is called metacognition, a process whereby you observe your thoughts as well as reflecting on perhaps immediate past thoughts. Avoid rumination, where you can take a thought and simply disappear down a rabbit hole of a stream of unhelpful thoughts. If you do, say to yourself, what was I just thinking? You'd be amazed how much of that stream of thinking is absolutely pointless. So ask yourself, was that thought helpful or hurtful? And begin to learn which thoughts and behaviours even simply don't serve you. Saying things like to yourself, I'll never be able to get what I want, is not only unhelpful, but also involves future thinking or fortune telling. So, for example, anticipating a worst case scenario. Redefine your thought to say, I haven't got what I want yet. Use any opportunity to reframe unhelpful future thoughts by adding that word yet. So my most preferred response to hurtful or harmful thinking is self-compassion. Respond to your thoughts as if you were a close friend responding with kindness and compassion. Talk to yourself as if you were that close friend with kind reassurance. Another way to think about this is, what would you say to a close friend who just had that same or similar thought? Or indeed, what would you say to your 6 or 7-year-old son or daughter who shared that same thought with you? If you could be supportive to a close friend or innocent child, why can't you be that supportive of yourself? And don't allow yourself to hear that internal thought of, say, because I don't deserve that understanding. Stop saying that to yourself. The processes I've been describing here are all designed to understand your thinking and, importantly, separate from your thinking, to adopt an observer role to your thoughts. By separating from your thinking, you are also protecting yourself from negative thinking. In particular, you're protecting your inner child. That's the part of your psyche that feels the hurt from your inner critic's negative thinking. The inner critic and the inner child have a kind of codependent relationship within your psyche or mindset, whereby the inner critic, on the one hand, is now continuing to criticize your inner child on the other, as almost a repeat performance of critical parenting and childhood hurt growing up. For me, addressing the inner critic and pushing back on his or her thoughts must also require the protection and positive affirmation of your inner child. If you'd like help with building a positive relationship with your inner dialogue, get in touch. Visit my website, stephenelliker.coach, and book a free discovery call. And let's see what's possible.